Like you said, you train under Boris Malenko. It's a tough business. You really, people think, oh, wrestling, and like once you get into that ring, you really take a lot of punishment on your body. I mean, it's
It,
hard.
it's an art form. I'll say it's a violent ballet. You got to have you got to be an artist. You got to have some grace to you, but there's a lot of violence involved. So it's a violent ballet, and but it's a great outlet. If you're having if you're younger, what I try to stress to people that when they're in high school and stuff, they feel like, oh, I didn't get into college football. I get into baseball, or I didn't get a scholarship for this or that. What do I do? It's a great outlet, to get into to relieve all that anger and stress and frustrations you have. You can go out there, you can be the nicest guy in the world and have to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, shaking hands, work the bank teller job or whatever job it is in life that you may not feel like you're happy doing, but you have to work, you got to eat, you got to pay your rent, you got to feed your family or whatever your situation is. But then you can have this whole alter life as a pro wrestler. You can go out there and just can be the meanest person you want in the ring and snarl and growl at everybody and go home and sleep very well at night instead of holding all that frustration in from that 40-hour week. And it's the same thing for the wrestling fans too. Is they could have a stressful week at work doing what they're doing, and then they could go to a show and they could just go out there and vent and rage and let loose and enjoy another world, like so it's a lot like going to a movie, but it's just a violent ballet.
Yeah, it's all entertainment, just all rolled into one. Acting, uh, theater, just so many different outlets. And want to talk about your start in the business. Any pieces of advice that Boris gave you or your trainers gave you that you recall and have applied to today?
uh, you know, he was just he would always he would just always tell you the journey is the jewel. He would get upset when he go, I'm talking apples and you're talking oranges. But it was just to enjoy it. He really said to enjoy it because it's you're you gotta look at it as almost he would say you're think of a fruit, an orange, right? He goes, this business is gonna take you like an orange. They're gonna squeeze you out. They're gonna get everything out of you until there's nothing left, and then you're done, kid. So you have to enjoy it, and advice as in training wise, you just got to log a lot of ring time. You got to be patient. You got to get in there and not get frustrated. You just got to stay the course and be steady as you row. You got to get in there and just take it day by day. Don't get frustrated. Everybody learns on different levels. Some people pick things up like one, two, three. Some people pick it up like one, two, and then maybe three, four, five comes quicker. We're all different people. We're all different individuals. And being a teacher now, teaching wrestling, I'm a coach, and I've been doing that on and off really since I started. I could tell you how I got into that. Like, so I'll tell you a quick story. So I go when I saw this ad in the paper. Right, I told you I've already moved out on my own. They've taken all sports away. So I'm frustrated. So I see it added in the newspaper that says, "Be a professional wrestler, make money on the weekend." So I go, well, I'm gonna go fight people and make some money. So I go in the wrestling school, and Malenko is giving me a tour. Rusty was the head trainer. Rusty Brooks trained me too. He's a local fella down out of South Florida, and so I'm like, they're showing me the school, and I'm like sizing everybody up, going, "Oh, I could take that guy. Oh, he's got a black guy. He's pretty good." So I'm in there like sizing everything up and thinking like I'm gonna go in here and just fight these guys. So about 3 weeks into the training, Rusty comes up to me. He was the head trainer, under Boris Malenko, and he's like, "Yo, do you think this is?" And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Do you think it's?" And back then they didn't want to say it was entertainment or or in any way that the outcome is determined. And I go, "Oh man!" And I said, "Can I get my money back?" He goes, "What do you mean?" Oh yeah. I go, I need to make some money. He goes, you don't get into it for the money, kid. You get into it for the passion. I go, I understand, but I need to make some money. And then he wouldn't give me my small deposit I put down. But I said, listen, I gotta be honest, I can't really afford to keep training. I can't. I'm really in a tough situation, which I was already on my own at 17, a father, and because I had went that other route when I took sports away when I broke my neck. And he said, listen, You're really good at it. Just stay here. As long as you always give back to professional wrestling, we'll put you down as a trainer and we won't charge you. So they took care of me. So that's how, from that point on, even as I trained there, I trained the other people that came in just under me like a year. And then I've always continued to be a part of wrestling academies and schools throughout my whole time of the 38 years, you know.
Yeah, I mean, paying it forward, that's the most important thing because you want to have the wrestling business grow. I mean, it thrives on the new blood, the new talent.
Yeah. And it's evolved. Wrestling's evolved a lot, like movies have in video games, where it's like one like small person can take out an army at 30. So the mentality of it's kind of evolved and changed. But I still try to instill the old school ways and the respect and the handshaking and the foundation, but yet still try to be contemporary and with the modern ways, you know. So it's tough for me. I'm learning every day as a trainer with every student's different. They have different personalities. It's a different generation. So, but I'm very blessed to be able to pay that forward and still keep that promise all these years later and physically be able to do it. You know.
Did you feel you were able to pick up everything quick, or did it take you time to learn the basics?
I was blessed with in the sense that I could pick up all the moves really quick, and in the other sense, I was a wrestling fan prior, so I would emulate what I seen on TV before, like all this. So that all kind of came in naturally, but there's a lot more to it than all that. You know, that's half the battle is under watching it and being a fan. So you kind of you're not afraid to act silly without a better word to say. They're like, "Ooh, yeah," or whatever. Uh, but when you get more in depth into it, as you learn the psychology of things and characters versus characters and understanding how to put a show together and all that, that was a little bit harder. And I'm still learning that 38 years later.